Welcome to Unshakeable with Human Design, the show dedicated to helping entrepreneurs use human design to shift from hustle to flow without sacrificing results. Come here to become an unshakable human and build an unshakable business according to your human design. I'm your host, Nicole. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Unshakeable with Human Design. I'm your host, Nicole, and you and I are here today to talk about monetizing your purpose. So this is a topic that comes up because what I teach is so much of it revolves around human design. Even though I teach strategy as well, so much revolves around human design, and human design at its core is about getting rid of all of the noise, letting go of all of the things that you've been told you have to do, or you have to do it a certain way so you can live in alignment with your purpose. And so many people tell me that they are looking to live a more fulfilled life. In this episode, what I wanted to do was break down, and it kind of goes into two parts. Like, I was trying to figure out how to title this episode. I was like, oh, it could be like the 2 ingredients for monetizing your purpose, because there are these 2 pieces and I want to break them down. And in the episode, what we're going to do is I'm going to break down the essential ingredients for an aligned business, what that really looks like. What do you really need? What can you throw away? What's really important? And I want to boil it down to like these 2 core concepts, these 2 core pieces, that if you have both of these in place, the other things, which there are lots of important strategies and things that you can have, but those strategies can be different. It's not like you have to only choose one. Strategy is very much a personal choice of what feels good to you, what works best for you, how you want to put your stuff out there. But these 2 core elements are essential. This is the bedrock, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to break down the relationship between these 2 pieces. And I'm going to give you the secret to creating sales, particularly as a spiritual entrepreneur. So someone who is in the entrepreneurial space, so you're a coach, you're a healer, you're a spiritual worker, you're a service provider, and you either identify as being spiritual, where you really feel like you want to be led by your purpose. You really know that your authenticity is necessary to have the success that you really want to create. And you want to do it sustainably. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about what it means to have an aligned business. What does that even mean when we're saying it? To me, having an aligned business means that you are living in alignment with your purpose. You feel pulled by it. You feel fulfilled by what you do. Now, that's not to confuse things. I think people think that if it's aligned, then I'm going to love everything I do 100% of the time. I'm never going to get upset. I'm never going to have failure. It's always going to work out. And everything is just rainbows and unicorns all the time. That's just, in my experience, not true. I consider myself to be aligned and getting more aligned every day. There's always work to be done. We're always healing a little bit more, growing a little bit more, expanding more. And that creates a different effect in our business. Absolutely. And it's always this path of growth. We're never there, right? But what it does is it shifts where you no longer are blindly in patterns of frustration, of chasing things. You live in this centered place and you are fulfilled by the work that you do. Now, I'm not going to say that every single day I feel like doing all the things I have to do in my business. I'm excited about them all. I'm never mentally just like, I can't do this today. No, that's not what it means. What it means, though, is when I go into that place, I don't force myself to do it anymore. I don't. And what I do have is every single day, I do feel propelled and in alignment with what I'm here to do, the bigger picture. Even if this step that I take today or the step that's in front of me doesn't feel good today, I know how to work with my energy to either get something done where it does feel good. So an example of that can be like working with my strategy and authority to my strategy. So I'm a manifesting generator. So I might get my sacral going so that it's easier for me to do the work that I need to do. I work with my energy. I find my flow, but I always feel connected to my purpose. I always feel like I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, even if I don't feel like doing the work today. That's the difference. That's what I feel like is an aligned business. That even when it's hard, even when things appear to not be working out, I have such certainty that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do that I don't get upset by it. I don't get rocked by it. And that's part of what my process is, becoming unshakable, to just be so grounded and centered in that place that those moments are just moments. I don't make them bigger than that. And I feel like, okay, well, I just need to stay connected to the bigger picture and deal with this moment in a way that's getting me into my flow rather than pushing me through resistance or getting aligned with things that are not really important to me. So that's what an aligned business really is, that piece of it. But then there's a third piece, there's an extra piece here. That other piece is that your business is profitable, that your business supports you. Now, there's an imbalance a lot of times in a lot of people's businesses that I encounter, that I speak to, that I'm in conversations with people who are considering joining my programs or even just friends of mine that I know. I find that imbalance in this area where you're chasing your purpose, maybe you're chasing and kind of in a negative relationship with healing, where you feel like you need to heal all of this stuff. I need to clear my money blocks and all of these things because then you'll be better. That's one. But you have this chasing purpose and you're trying to live this fulfilled life, but then you also don't have profitability in your business. So even if you're on track with the purpose part of your business, if you're not profitable, it's not aligned. It doesn't feel good. It feels like your business takes from you rather than gives to you. And it should be giving to you. It should be giving to others. You're serving others in a high frequency, high value way, but it's giving back to you. It's not charity that you do. And I'm really speaking to those spiritual entrepreneurs, those healers, those people who are coaches who you're doing this beautiful work. But there's part of you that doesn't feel comfortable sharing and taking money from people and charging what you are worth and charging for the work that you do. And we're going to talk about some reasons why that comes up and how you can shift from that. But the two core ingredients to having an aligned business, to monetizing your purpose. And I'm putting these two things together because monetizing and your purpose doesn't just come from being in your purpose. Yes, it is a byproduct of being in your purpose, but there's other pieces to it. And I want to break these two things down. So the two pieces, these two core ingredients, is your soul's mission. This is that genius brand stuff. This is the human design stuff, honestly. The human design stuff just aligns you in a way with your purpose that feels so connected to everything that you've always known. And it gives you that confidence and conviction to walk hard in that direction, to maybe do things that don't make sense to other people and feel really empowered to do that because you're just like, I just know. So that soul's mission is the first part. The second part is your business's message. Now, these two things, when you bring them together, that's when you get energetic sales. That's when you get the strategy and the energy to align. Because let's start with the soul's mission, okay? So the soul's mission does two things. There are two things that the soul's mission is encompassing here and taking care of for you. One is that you're doing what you're meant for. You know where you're going. You know the impact that you want to make. It gets clearer the more you dig into this. So my understanding of my purpose a couple of years ago when I first learned about it versus my understanding of my purpose now, even versus 6 months ago, is so different and has evolved so much and has deepened so much that I feel very, very grounded in that. I feel very empowered by that and inspired by my own purpose. It also gives me something to say. I think we all, at some point, maybe not all, maybe it's just me, but I know so many people sit back and you say, well, who am I to think that I could do something like that? Or I could have that kind of impact? Or people would want to learn that from me or look to me for help with something like that. I did that for a really long time. I felt both called to something really, really big, but I also felt really scared of that calling. And a lot of my conditioning and a lot of my past made me feel, who the hell do you think you are? You think you're better than us? You think you're that good? Oh, you always thought you were so special. Those voices, those ugly, hurtful things that had been said to me throughout my life, and maybe they've been said to you too, They can make it feel like we should back away from that purpose, that it's our ego telling us that we can achieve something like this or that we can have this type of impact in the world, but it's not. So when your soul's mission gets really clear to you and it starts showing up and it's telling you all the things that you've always known about yourself, ever since you were a little tiny person, you knew that there was something about this. And if you look back at your life, there's evidence of it all over the place. Maybe times where when you were in alignment with it and it just all worked, and other times where maybe you shied away from it or didn't step into it, but it was there. That confirmation, that validation of everything that you've known gives you confidence to step into it and really fill those big shoes that were meant for you. To put on that Cinderella slipper and say, I belong at the ball. In fact, I am the ball. So this aspect of understanding your soul's mission starts to let you know what it is you are here for and give you the confidence to really embody that. Now let's talk a little bit about embodiment as well, because that's part of this ingredient. That's part of this core piece, that your soul's mission is not guaranteed. Yes, the evidence has been there throughout your life. Yes, you have this path that has been laid for you. There are so many options and so many different variations of the path. It could come out in so many different ways, but it requires you to rise up into your gifts. It's not a guarantee. Not everybody leaves this world having fulfilled the purpose that was laid out for them. They just don't. Many, many people do not. But you can. And the way that you do that, and the way that you become aligned with this, and start to bring it into your business and start to live by it, is your purpose. Your human design chart will show you what might be blocking you. It shows you the work that you have to do, the work that you're here to do. If you overcome this shadow, if you start to work with this energy, if you start to become aware of this, then you can step up into the gift. Then you can embody this element that contributes to your purpose, to the person that you were meant to be. If you start to tweak all of those, and for those of you who have listened to this show for a while, you've probably heard me talk about how I look at every aspect of the human design chart like a dial, control that we have over the little bits and pieces of us. I've used the analogy of a soundboard that an engineer works in a recording studio, that they have all of these little dials and knobs that they are tweaking and lowering and making higher to make the song sound just right. You're the song, and you have the ability to not just raise the volume on the whole song, because if the song sounds like shit, then making it louder is not going to help, and people aren't going to dance the way that you want them to. But if you start to work with what's here and you start to rearrange and you start to remix the song, you can start to create a different sound with the same tools. You can suddenly make some piece just a little bit louder and one a little bit softer and start to really play with the equalizer that is you and get it to sound exactly the way that you want, to get you to be in perfect harmony with the purpose that you were put on this earth to fulfill and to live. So that is what alignment is to me. It is stepping into our greatness, but that's work. You've probably heard me say this as well, that the conscious sun gate in the gene keys is also called your life's work. That's how it's referred to it. That's how Richard Rudd refers to it in the gene keys activation sequence. It's called your life's work. I love that term because it is the work of your life in order to step into the greatness of that particular energy. And most people won't do the work. They just think it's there. And once it's there, it's just this given thing. No, the beauty of it is, and it's not to make it sound like, oh, you got to do all this work. God, is it a beautiful thing to witness the way that energy works through you, that your purpose is always trying to come out, hitting that exact right note. But maybe you're in the habit of turning it down where it's a bit flat, where it is off key, but you have the ability to change it. It's so fun when you get into that game. And when you do, people start to respond to that frequency that you send out. They respond to that higher level of energy that suddenly you are becoming. And that's really fun. So you have the impact that you're here to make. There's these pieces of your soul's mission, which is understanding the impact that you're here to make, who you are meant to be, what you are meant to do while you're here, and then what might be blocking you. So it gives you that map of saying, okay, well, if this is where I'm going and I'm not getting there, here are the different shadows that I can look at very specifically and start to notice them. And if I start to notice them and I start to instead put my attention on the gift, does that start to change how people are interacting with me, what I feel called to do, the clarity that I have in the world? Does it change everything? That's how you can start to play with it. So your mission is the energetic alignment with what you're selling. When you start to live in alignment with your purpose, you start to put it out there. And this is how you get into energetic alignment with what you are selling. This is how, when you are embodying what you are here for, your purpose, people feel that. I think a lot of people feel that from me. They know that I am here to illuminate a new path. I'm here to help them let go of the past, the ways that they maybe thought that they had to do it or they were told to, the conditioning that they lived under, and to see a different way forward, to see new possibility with greater clarity, and to build a business around that, to help message exactly what is meant to come out of them. I think people really feel like I am embodying that and I'm living it. And because I live it and because I've gone through the steps to embody it, I've had to work at it so I can actually teach it. And that's going to bring us to our next part. But before I do that, if you are loving this, if you're loving how you can tie your purpose to your business, how you can actually monetize your purpose in your business, I actually have my free Authority Accelerator Masterclass. We are running the last round of 2024 starting on November 11th. So if you get this before then, you can register. All you have to do is go to Instagram and DM me the word Masterclass. We will register you in the DMs there. Or you could go to nicolelano.com/masterclass and you can register on the website. We will get you registered over there. That's all you have to do in order to get signed up for us. It's totally free. It's 5 days, and I take you through my entire 5-step process for building a business in alignment with your human design that is profitable, that makes you money. I will take you through all of that, all the way to creating an authority platform of a podcast, which is what you are listening to right now. I have a 6-figure podcast. I'm going to share with you all the secrets that I have on how I brought my podcast into total profitability, how it is a moneymaker for me, and how it has built my authority in my industry and out there with my audience. So this is a huge thing. And this masterclass honestly just gets the best feedback. People really, really love it. So I highly recommend coming because this will be the last one for this year. And I don't know exactly when we're going to run the next one in 2025. So you want to get in on that if you haven't already. Okay. So let's go in with the last bit. So I told you about the first one, which is your soul's mission. The second part to this is your business's message. So you have your mission, you have this purpose that you are here to put yourself out in the world with, that you are here to walk, the impact that you're here to make. But your message, your business's message, does 2 things that your purpose does not. It gets people to understand why they should invest with you. So a message is something where you're saying, okay, well, here's my expertise. Here's how I can help you. It helps you get better at helping people when you understand the problems that you solve. Now, this is not the part, this is the strategic part. The first part was the energy. This is the strategy. The strategy, you do have to understand the value of what you offer beyond the fact that it's awesome and it's what you are here to do. If you want people to pay you repeatedly in a sustainable way where you're growing a business that you can actually live a life that you enjoy and have a business that supports you, if you want people to pay you, you have to tell them why they should. Do you just give people money just because things sound cool? Maybe if you are super rich and money is absolutely no thing to you, but most of us are not marketing to those people. We want to help people. So you have to be able to tell people how you help them. And when you go through a process of developing a message for your business, it helps you get better at what you do. It helps you deliver more consistent results for your clients. It helps you deliver better results for your clients, plus better and more consistent. So let's get them better results and then let's get them more consistent results. Like let's get better results over and over and over again. I do this inside my Business by Design mentorship where I take people through how to develop a framework. It doesn't have to be rigid, but it is just taking you through a process of being like, talk about what you do. Let's break it down So you're understanding at its very basic point, what are the problems that your people have and how do you solve them? This does not have to be a highly scientific answer. This does not have to be so detailed and so rigid that it makes you feel like there's no soul in it. That's why your soul's mission is so important. That's why your human design chart can help you tune into the who you are and what makes you so special. But then you do have to tune into what is it that I offer these people when I ask them to pay me? When I meet people, how am I going to get them to let me help them? Unless I'm doing it for free, which we don't want because then you have a business that doesn't support you. When you do have this, and I will say, spiritual entrepreneurs tend to be really bad at this part. They can't articulate what they do in a way that inspires people to buy from them. They can inspire people, but they can't inspire people to buy from them. And that's a problem because that's how you end up with one of those businesses that takes from you but never gives back, that doesn't support you. And then that creates a funky relationship between you and your business. And we think we have money blocks and we think we have all of these things, but really what it is not an embodiment of your gifts, one, and two, it is a lack of strategy and really understanding at the core what it is that you do and how you solve somebody's problem. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be difficult, but it is essential if you want people to buy from you, especially if you want people to buy from you when I say a sustainable way, not where you have to personally meet every single person that is thinking about joining a program or buying a course or booking a session with you. You want people to do it from leverageable assets, so from social media. If you want people to buy from you off of a podcast. That's why in the Authority Accelerator Masterclass that I'm teaching, I'm talking to you about how I do that. How most of the people who join my programs and who book readings with me and all of that do it straight from this podcast or from masterclasses or other things that I teach. But I do it en masse. I am not individually meeting with everybody in order to tell them what I do. They might be on a clarity call with me to find out if they want to make a big investment, but they've already made the decision that I'm the person for them about 80% of the way there. And that's because I'm good at the strategic messaging part. If you notice, I'm not just telling you human design is awesome. I'm telling you about how it helps you in your life. So I teach something spiritual, but I'm also giving you practical applications for how you can see an impact in your life if you choose to do the work, right? That's what this part is about. Energy and strategy are the key to monetizing your purpose. You cannot have one without the other. You will drive so much more revenue when you have these two things in place. And then you can start playing with the other aspects, which are your sales system and your authority platform. And that we will get in the Authority Accelerator Masterclass. So again, all you have to do to join that, go to NicoleLano.com/masterclass. You could register on the website or go to Instagram and DM me. I'm at Nicole Lano Official and DM me the word masterclass and we'll get you registered right there in the DMs. So I hope you loved this episode. I hope that this broke this down for you and you got a little clue into how you can monetize your purpose, because I think that that is kind of the wave of the future, is that we're all going to be living a little bit more in alignment with what we are here for and bringing the work that's really needed to this world. If you are a spiritual entrepreneur, the world needs your work. Don't shy away from it. Don't shy away from a big calling. It's there for you. This might be the work, and it might be the most uncomfortable work for you, is digging into some of those shadows, transcending them. And honestly, usually the hardest work is building that strategic side of things, but you can do it in a way that feels good. And when it's aligned with your purpose, it feels a whole lot easier. So I hope you join us in the masterclass. I hope you loved this episode. Please share it. Tell us what you loved about it. I love to see people sharing about these episodes because it helps us get the word out about the show. We appreciate it every time that you do, so thank you. And remember, in order to have an unshakable business, you must first become an unshakable human. So thanks for letting us help you become unshakable with human design, everybody. We will see you next time. If you love this episode and you're a fan of the show, please show us the love on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to the show and leave us a review. And if you'd like to connect with other entrepreneurs on their human design journey, join our free Facebook community, Human Design for Entrepreneurs. Go to NicoleLano.me/podcast links to join the group, book a human design reading with me, or access our free human design resources. We'll see you there.